Hey there. Have you ever found yourself thinking that everything bad that happens is somehow your fault? You're definitely not alone in this. Many people struggle with self-blame, and it can come from all sorts of psychological, emotional, and situational factors. But don't worry, we're here to break it down and navigate through this tricky mindset. Let's dive into why we sometimes blame ourselves too much, how it affects us, and what we can do about it. Number one, where self-blame comes from. So, let's kick things off by talking about the roots of self-blame. A lot of times it can trace back to childhood experiences. Kids often think they're responsible for their parents' problems like divorce because they just don't understand that it's not their fault. Sadly, this way of thinking can stick around into adulthood, making them feel like they're to blame for all sorts of situations, even when that's just not true. Number two, the mind tricks, cognitive distortions. Here's where it gets a bit tricky. There's this thing called personalization. It's a cognitive distortion that makes people think external events are their fault, even when there's no real evidence to back it up. This mindset can lead to a roller coaster of anxiety and self-doubt. The good news? Recognizing this pattern is the first step to breaking free from the cycle of self-blame. Number three, mental health matters. Let's not forget about mental health. Conditions like depression and anxiety can really crank up feelings of worthlessness and self-blame. When you're feeling down, it's easy to distort how you see yourself, often feeling responsible for the negative stuff happening in your life. That's why it's super important to tackle any mental health issues head-on to address that pesky self-blame. Number four, watch out for toxic influences. The people we surround ourselves with can also play a role in self-blame. If you're hanging out with negative folks, like narcissists or chronic blamers, it can reinforce those guilt feelings. These people often deflect responsibility onto others, which can leave you feeling like you're always at fault. Recognizing and stepping away from toxic relationships is key to reclaiming your self-worth and ditching that unwarranted guilt. Number five, finding balance, responsibility versus self-acceptance. It's vital to find a balance between taking responsibility for your actions and realizing that not everything is your fault. Practicing self-compassion and understanding that everyone messes up sometimes can really help ease those guilt feelings. By developing a more nuanced view of responsibility, you can empower yourself to take constructive actions without drowning in self-blame. Number six, taking steps towards change. All right, so how do we actually shake off this habit of self-blame? It takes some conscious effort, but it's totally doable. Techniques like cognitive restructuring, therapy, and setting personal boundaries can be game changers. Plus, spending time on self-reflection or journaling about your victories can help you see your worth beyond your mistakes. So here's the deal. The habit of thinking everything is your fault can be tough to shake off, but understanding where it comes from and using some strategies to combat it can really help. Remember, your self-worth shouldn't be tied to your mistakes. This journey towards self-acceptance not only boosts your well-being, but also enhances your relationships with others. And hey, once you realize that not everything is your fault, you're opening up to a more balanced and fulfilling life. Cheers to that!